Tonight, when the sun goes down, look up at the moon. Because if it disappeared tomorrow, Earth would begin changing immediately. Not millions of years from now, not eventually. Within hours. The oceans would behave differently. Entire animal species would lose the rhythms they evolved around. Human sleep patterns could begin shifting. And over time, the planet itself could become unstable in ways that make modern civilization almost impossible. But the strangest part is this. The moon has been quietly protecting life on Earth for billions of years. And most people never realized it. And if it vanished, you would understand how important it was faster than you think. The first thing you'd notice wouldn't be destruction. It would be absence. A full moon is bright enough to cast shadows on Earth. For most of human history, moonlight was the only natural light source people had at night besides fire. Entire civilizations organized their lives around it. Ancient calendars tracked it. Religions worshipped it. Farmers planted according to it. Even the word month comes from the moon. Without it, nights become dramatically darker almost instantly. And that darkness would affect far more than just humans. Sea turtles use moonlight reflecting off the ocean to navigate beaches. Coral reefs synchronize mass spawning events using lunar cycles. Predators hunt differently during full moons because visibility changes prey behavior. Even tiny insects use the moon to orient themselves while flying. Then there's humans. Multiple sleep studies have found that during full moons, people often sleep worse, take longer to fall asleep, and produce less melatonin. And the weirdest part is that many participants didn't even know the moon phase during testing. Their bodies still reacted anyway. For hundreds of thousands of years, human beings evolved under the cycle of moonlight and darkness. Your ancestors slept beneath it every night of their lives. Now imagine that rhythm suddenly disappearing forever. Animals would become disoriented almost immediately. Migration patterns begin shifting. Hunting behaviors change. Reproduction cycles break. And while all of that is happening, the oceans begin changing too. Most people think the moon controls all tides. It doesn't. But it controls enough that losing it would completely reshape Earth's oceans. Tides are caused by gravity. The sun creates tides too, but the moon is responsible for roughly 2/3 of Earth's tidal force because it's so much closer. If the moon disappeared, tides wouldn't vanish completely. But they would become dramatically weaker almost overnight. Some tides would shrink to only about 1/3 of their current size. That sounds survivable, until you realize how much life depends on tidal movement. Tides circulate nutrients through coastal ecosystems. They oxygenate shallow waters. They regulate feeding patterns for fish, birds, crabs, and marine mammals. Entire food chains evolved around the predictable rise and fall of the ocean. Without strong tides, coastal ecosystems begin collapsing. Wetlands shrink. Fisheries weaken. Ocean circulation patterns slowly start changing. And the oceans don't just contain life. They regulate Earth's climate. The moon is indirectly helping stabilize the entire system. But that's still not the scariest part. Because the moon isn't only pulling on Earth's oceans, it's pulling on Earth itself. Right now, Earth spins on a tilted axis of about 23.5 degrees. That tilt is why we have seasons. Summer, winter, spring, autumn. All of it depends on Earth maintaining a relatively stable angle while orbiting the sun. And the moon stabilizes that tilt gravitationally. Without it, Earth's axis could begin changing chaotically over long periods of time. Scientists believe the tilt could eventually swing dramatically, possibly anywhere between 0 and 85 degrees. Think about what that actually means. At extreme tilts, some parts of Earth would experience near-permanent daylight for months, while others freeze in darkness. Deserts could become ice sheets. Entire climate zones could shift across the planet. Agriculture becomes unpredictable. Weather becomes more violent. Civilization evolved during one of the most unusually stable climate periods in Earth's history. And the moon may be one of the main reasons that stability exists at all. Mars, for comparison, has no large stabilizing moon. Its tilt changes wildly over time. Earth could eventually become far more chaotic in the same way. And here's the unsettling part. Humanity might survive the moon disappearing at first. There's no explosion, no instant extinction event. The Earth wouldn't suddenly fly out of orbit. You'd still wake up tomorrow. But over time, the consequences compound. The oceans weaken, ecosystems destabilize, climate patterns become less predictable, evolutionary pressures intensify, and slowly, Earth becomes a less stable home for complex life. But the moon disappearing would also change something else, something deeply human. Solar eclipses would disappear forever. The moon just happens to appear almost exactly the same size as the sun from Earth. That coincidence allows total eclipses to happen, one of the rarest and most breathtaking natural events in existence. Without the moon, they're gone permanently. And nights would never feel the same again. For almost all of human history, people lived under moonlight. Travelers crossed landscapes guided by it. Entire mythologies formed around it. Lovers wrote about it. Poets obsessed over it. Ancient people feared it, worshipped it, tracked time with it. The moon shaped human consciousness long before science ever explained what it was. And the strangest thing about all of this is that the moon may be one of the main reasons you exist at all. Scientists believe Earth's unusually stable climate helped complex life evolve over billions of years. Without the moon stabilizing Earth's tilt, that process may have been far more chaotic. Meaning, if Earth never formed a moon, human civilization might never have happened. You might not exist to ask the question in the first place. The moon feels ordinary because it has always been there. Every human who ever lived was born beneath it. Your oldest ancestors saw the same object hanging in the sky that you see right now. But remove it, and you realize it was never just decoration. It was part of the system keeping this planet alive. And most of us go our entire lives without realizing how much depends on it. It makes you think, what if the sun suddenly went dark for 24 hours?